It's, I guess the last 18 months have been a bit of a whirlwind, and obviously started down at the Dragons, was there for a little bit and then moved up, made the change to the Eels, and mates living in Coogee now, and I'm there with my two best mates, but probably didn't get off to the start that we would have loved. But I'm just out with a bit of a foot injury, and fingers crossed I'm back next week.
Yeah.
So, can I jump in? Tell me more about your MMA journey. Like, how'd you get into it? Like, do you train it?
Yeah, so mate, I'm obviously a big fan of UFC, obviously boxing, and I guess being down in Wollongong, I was fortunate enough to be able to do a bit of training with Volk and obviously Joey Lopez there, who's his coach, and just sort of rub shoulders with them guys was I loved, and just sort of was looking at and picking sort of everything that they did, and I just sort of fell in love with it straight away. And I mean, I've been a boxing fan since I was a young kid, but I guess once we sort of were rubbing shoulders with them guys down there, and I fell in love with UFC, obviously watching yourself and being another Aussie guy, and man, I love it. I just love the aspect of it, and sort of the in there, and I guess the dedication, and being able to watch how hard you guys actually train. It's I love that, and I love that aspect of it.
What do you think? Is there any transferability to like playing on the field opposed to training on the mats, boxing?
Yeah, I think
wise maybe.
I think the mindset is the thing that I admire as well, and I guess rugby league is similar in that aspect. I guess the aggression side of things is very similar.
Yeah.
I guess the contact side of things, but for me, it's the thing that I admire is the courage about you guys, and going into battle, and I mean you got yourself and you to look after yourself out there, and that's the thing that I admire the most. And I just felt myself every time I'm in there and I'm playing, and I'm training, I'm learning all the time.
Yeah.
And that's what I love. Like, you go in there and you be like a sponge, and I guess I was super lucky to learn off the best in the world in Volk, and
what a head to pick things up.
Yeah, it was, and I mean his trainers as well. Like, you look at the Craig Jones and your Frankie Hickmans, who is his wrestler and his jiu-jitsu coach. It's I was lucky enough to be able to roll with them guys, and yeah, not too great, but it was I love it. Like, it's the thing I said before, I was learning so much, and that's the sort of thing that I miss so much about being back in Wollongong. It's I'm not sort of able to do as much training with them, but that's the thing that I admire so much about them is just the way that they get after their craft. There's no days off for them, that's for sure, as you know.
Gee, Zac, hearing you talk about it, it's clear that you have such a deep love and an affinity for the sport of MMA. Was it ever something that you actually considered moving across to fighting?
Oh, I wouldn't say moved across. It's something that in the back of my mind I have a appreciation and an understanding for. It's I understand why these guys are as good as they really are, and that's the thing that I admire so much is. Do they probably love every minute of the training? I understand from my point of view, as we were sort of talking about before, no, definitely not, but they admire winning so much, and you can see.
We were talking about that just before. Like, if you love, there's a lot of people that are like, you got to love training, If you love training, you ain't training hard enough, or you ain't training often enough, right?
It's
like,
so true.
He was mentioned, like, name one player that enjoys pre-season.
Yeah, pre-season just ain't it. I mean, but in comparison, it's sort of, it would be interesting to see how, like Rob would go over doing a pre-season in regards to, I've been able to do some of their tougher sessions, and I'm out on my feet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, trying to keep up with these guys. It's it's chalk and cheese. But I would dare say that the wrestle these guys would do stand on their head. But. Yeah, that's the thing that I admire about
wrestling, it. Right?
Yeah, well,
that sounds like an invitation, to be honest.
So, is there no future we see you drop a big first grade contract to fight on a local show for $300?
I know. I mean, we're talking clickbait. I mean, you going up in weight class. This could be.
I can see it now.
Let's say no comment. Let's say no comment. Yeah. But who knows, mate? Who knows?
Because you speak to anybody at the Dragons organisation, and it's always like, who's the best wrestler? Who's the most powerful? The answer is always Zac Lomax. Is that something that might be in store for you? I mean, we see Paul Gallen move into boxing. We've seen many players do it as well. Is that something that could be in your future as well?
Oh, geez. I sort of set myself up here, aren't I?
Never say never. What age did DC get into the UFC? Was it 32?
Yeah, I mean, he had such a big
Right?
wrestling career before.
Like, you can play out your entire football career and then just jump ship to UFC straight after, mate.
You never know.
Slot in.
I've got a fair bit of
We're
catching
doing
up to do.
we're timing him.
I've got a
Clickbait
fair
everywhere.
bit. Yeah, I've got a fair bit. Who knows what's going to come about this? But I've got a fair bit of catching up to do. But it's something that I love, and mate, I just find myself learning all the time, and that's something that I admire about it. And I think it's the courage and just the discipline around, their day to day. It's there's never any days off, and I think the thing that I haven't obviously been able to understand Rob and his way about his training, but I think the thing that I admire from Volk, he's always in shape.
Yeah.
And every single time I've been in there and been in and done a training session, it's like they absolutely cook themselves and they're out on their feet by the end of a training session. We go into training sessions sometimes and it's more sort of detail in regards to certain things, sometimes a little bit lighter load, where every time I've been in there and done training with Volk, it's like I'm laying on the ground at the end of every session. So that's what I admire about them, and they're the kind of guys that are just in the ultimate condition in regards to any athlete. That's the thing I love about it.